they've been in that goodness wins.
Alright guys, if you just watched that video, it was a video of SSGKobe performing for like 6 people. You could count the number of people in the crowd with like 6 fingers. It was bad. I'm not gonna lie, it wasn't even birthday party sized. It was like, I feel like a birthday party would have 20 or 30 people there, or like 10. It was just really embarrassing. And it kind of got me thinking, as well as the rest of the internet that follows this sphere of music, how far SSGKobe has fallen. And I kind of want to speak about it and just the state of his career, but also just how sad the whole thing kind of is. So I'm gonna give a very short recap of what happened. And another thing about this is it's really been like almost 2 years since SSGKobe was accused of what he was accused of. And if you compare where he was then and where he is now, it's night and day. So let me just give the little recap for all of you guys who don't remember, just weren't that in tune back then. SSGKobe was a rising artist. You know, he was being managed by Zach Bia. He had these Lyrical Lemonade videos. He had some songs go crazy on TikTok. You know, he was like a plane just ready to take off. He was about to break through. You know, everything was going right for him. And what also is very special about SSGKobe, and this is very rare, is SSGKobe had like the perfect underground arc. He started off super underground. Like he had songs with David Shoddy and I think like Lil Shine and all these other people, right? You know, he's cool with Can, Autumn, Summers. He has songs with Can, Autumn, you know. He came through that route. So he had this really organic fan base that rocked with him. It honestly was not large, but he had it. And that's very good for creating depth within an artist's, you know, fan base. So he kind of went through that arc and then started pushing towards the mainstream. You know, SSGKobe could sing, he could kind of rap. And if you listen to the stuff he was putting out at the time, it had potential to go somewhere. Eventually things started stagnating a bit. Some of the releases were kind of like, it's not like, but you know, it's not like he was falling off or anything. And then these allegations come that, you know, he R-worded someone, he essayed someone in a studio room. And you know, it's been 2 years, nothing has come from it. There are all sorts of screenshots, some like fake screenshots of her saying something, and then there's stuff that she released and then some other stuff. But here's what I'll tell you. The information came out and SSGKobe immediately started moving as if he was guilty. He didn't say anything, he didn't do this, he didn't do that. And, you know, he's spoken about this a little bit afterwards and, you know, I'll just go back to what I was saying. He basically didn't say anything for months. He was just totally quiet and he just let the narrative run that he did it. Because you understand, if a woman comes out against you and you're a rapper or an underground rapper and you don't say anything, you know, and there's no proof on either sides, they're just gonna believe her. That's kind of what happened. And SSGKobe just didn't say a thing. And eventually his response, he responded on Discord. I don't even remember what he said, but just the fact that he responded on Discord just made it even worse. And then later on he explained that, hey, my label said I couldn't say anything, they did this, they were like this and that, and then they dropped him. So his entire life got turned upside down, and all that potential and, you know, the young budding star and kid that could have become so huge now is just on his own, independent, blah blah blah. And it's been months since this has happened and he's trying to recuperate or whatnot, and yeah, things just went sideways for him, you know. Ever since then, the music hasn't been insane. He still gets some plays on SoundCloud because he has that like really core fan base, but all that TikTok hype and, you know, all this Lyrical Lemonade, all that Lyrical Lemonade buzz just withered away, and you know, you just saw that show. That brings us to today, where he is now. I don't even know what to say. It's just sad. Like, what? I may have exaggerated a little bit. I don't know if it's 6. Let me count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Might be, okay, it's like 15. So yeah, it was birthday party size. My bad, bro. Still really bad, still horrible. That is so bad, but you know, at least he's getting paid for something. And you know, another thing we gotta do is we gotta compare where the people he was around with are today. Let's start with Autumn. Bro, Autumn is doing amazing. Fucking rich as fuck, like doing great. You know, Can doing amazing. Summers doing great too. All these artists. And the thing is, SSGKobe, and not just Summers, SSGKobe and Fago were kind of like this duo for a little bit. And I know Fago didn't pan out how everyone wished he did, at least not at this point in his career. But you know, he didn't fall off like this. Sorry, my friend just coughed. He's in the corner of the room. SSGKobe, what makes this even crazier and kind of just like, it kind of just shows that you can never really predict anything. Because I feel like if you go back in time, SSGKobe was like, oh my, this guy's he's just gonna blow up. Like, he can sing, he's got the image, kind of, you know, he got all the right connections, like he has the right story, you know, how does he not blow up? You know what I mean? SSGKobe was such a clear, like, oh, he's gotta go up. And I don't think anyone thought he wasn't going to. And yeah, you know, he's completely fallen off the face of the earth. But I feel like I've kind of beat that point into the ground by now. I also wanted to talk about his fans, you know, because I feel like where SSGKobe is now, as crazy as it looks, a lot of these underground rappers aren't going to be in this position now, and where he is right now, and they don't even need and most of them will never even get as big as SSGKobe got. You know, I'll give you an example. So when I was in like middle school, I was a huge fan of Lil Tracy, bro. And I'm not talking about Lil Tracy. I'm not giving him as this example, but he had a friend named Lil Raven. That was like just the guy he was cool with, and he was just surrounded by him and associated with him. So I used to listen to him, and I'm not gonna lie, like Lil Raven had some good songs. But you know, today Lil Raven is nobody. Lil Raven could drop on SoundCloud and will probably get like 1,000 or 2,000 plays. I don't think he's getting booked for shows. He's not really doing anything. I'm pretty sure he fell out with Lil Tracy, and that's not a diss towards the guy. It just is what it is type. And you know, that guy was decently big back then. He had good rap. A lot of these guys, you know, these underground artists, quote unquote, they never really develop fan bases. They never really have any actual, like, a lot of them don't even have talent. They never really move correctly, and they're just gone, like Lozzy. I know he's young. Like he will probably just, what's gonna happen to him? No offense. Because he's young, I'm not writing him off. But like Cash Dami, you know, Cash Dami is just gonna wither away. A lot of these artists just aren't gonna, they just really don't stand the test of time, and just because they just get cycled in this scene so frequently, if that makes sense. You know, SSGKobe's was just bad because he had so much potential, and he kind of was just abandoned too, you know, like his label dropped him. I'm sure his manager also said, sorry, man. And yeah, it was raps from there. I'm sure nobody wanted to associate with him either because he was seen as an R-worder. That must have been tough. But, you know, I will say SSGKobe had really good, he was good. He was super young, and the age he is now and where he's now at is just sad. I will say though, he could have done more, you know. He could have fought for some features in here. I'm sure not everyone is treating Kobe like, oh my god, I can't even touch that guy with the 10-foot. I'm sure he could have tried to do something, but I feel like he must just be so defeated that he just doesn't even care. I feel like that makes sense. But if he were to try and, you know, get his career back going, you know, I would probably try and get, you know, a big part of just being relevant right now, like for example, let's say Molly Santana. Like Molly Santana has 0 actual fans, but because her label and her team pay Bobblam, OGM, Underground Sound, and a couple other pages 10 to 20K a month, she's just everywhere. She's just everywhere, like, you know. And SSGKobe doesn't need to give like doesn't need a budget like that. But if he just had a little bit of help, he could slowly get back in the swing of things. I don't think he has the resources for that, but you know, that could help. I think that he's been dropping, which is cool, but you know, people aren't really paying attention like that. Tough. But the other thing he has going for him is he actually is talented, you know, like he wasn't just a dud or didn't just have like this style. He actually could, you know, rap and sing. So he'll always have that going for him. To me, this just seems like, you know, people only take shows like this when they need the money, you know what I mean? Like I feel like the only whoever else would do the show, maybe like Slum Sixes would do the show or something, the point he's at in his career. But you know, no one really, he's honestly doing fine too. He's doing way better than SSGKobe. You only do these things when you're just kind of like, you'll take anything. But yeah, that's all I really gotta say. Really just a sad situation. I haven't even thought about SSGKobe in so long. I honestly kind of made me trip out that it's been 2 years since that whole incident happened. But yeah, it's really just like, damn, what? That's how much else to say. Anyways, thanks for watching. Have a nice day and take care.